Cortisol is one of the triad of hormones that we talk about in the PAD presentation as one of the biological causes of depression. Cortisol is produced by the adrenal cortex. The adrenal glands sit right atop of your kidneys on either side of the small of your back. It is known as the fight or flight hormone. Cortisol is actually the hormone that's responsible for us remaining alive on this planet as a human species, and here's why. Cortisol prepares your body to either stand its ground and take on whatever aggressive attack is coming your way, or to run away as fast as you can to fight another day. In either case, either fight or flight, physiologically, the same exact things happen to your body. Your muscles become engorged with blood, your chest expands, your thigh muscles expand, your vision changes, the acuity to the horizon allows you to pick out detail, your peripheral vision expands, more light enters your pupil as they dilate. All of this gets you ready to either stand your ground and fight for your life or to run away as fast as you can. Whichever choice you make, exactly the same thing happens to you physiologically. I saw a really great example of this at this year's Super Bowl, but if you watch almost any football game, you'll see examples as well. You'll remember that just before the game, Lady Gaga is out on the field and she's singing the national anthem, and the cameraman is down on his knees, panning up, and Cam Newton was his first subject. And Cam was standing there and he had his hands tucked in his shoulder pads and that towel that he puts over his head, and he's rocking back and forth like this, and sweat is just absolutely pouring off of his face. And I saw his hands shaking ever so slightly inside his pads. Then the cameraman panned down to a lineman who was standing next to him. The lineman had his helmet under his right arm. He's rocking back and forth, sweat just pouring off of his brow, and I saw his hands were shaking as well. And as soon as I saw that, I said, aha, I've seen this before, and I'm going to use it in the presentation because I knew exactly what was happening. Those guys and every football player lined up along the sidelines was anxious to get on that field and do what they're paid millions of dollars to do, which is to be as violent as they possibly can for 60 minutes. So they run out onto the field, the offense and the defense. The linemen hit each other, 350 pounds each. The backs try to break through the defensive line to run down the field. The tight ends run their patterns, and Cam Newton throws a ball, and he throws it 30 yards over their head. They didn't get very far. Next set of downs comes in. Same thing happens to the other side on the offense. About the third set of downs, the announcer said, they're beginning to settle in. And they said that right after Cam Newton completed his first pass. And what had happened? All of that cortisol, all of that adrenaline that was clouding their thinking, clouding their minds, making their muscles tremble in anticipation, had burned off. The running backs were able to see the line, the gaps in the line better. The quarterback was able to see the defense that was coming at him. The tight ends were running their patterns better. And Cam Newton was throwing the ball and hitting them right in the hands. Cortisol prepares you for fight or flight. It is an extreme response. People who are in the throes of depression, their cortisol levels are through the roof. They're flooded with cortisol and adrenaline almost all the time. These poor people walk around like they're wearing a cement overcoat, and even though they may not be trembling externally, internally they are. They don't know whether the person coming at them is friend or foe. They don't know whether to run away and hide or to stand their ground. They don't know whether to speak up or to be quiet. Every minute of every day is like that for them. One of the things that helps alleviate those overloaded cortisol levels is exercise. Exercise, running, karate, skiing, anything that you can do to burn off those levels. It was why our beloved Dominic said to his mother, "Mom, I never felt so good as when I was doing karate." Cortisol's a killer. Stress is a killer. We know what it does to our heart, to our lungs, to our mental condition. Get the help that you need to bring your cortisol levels under control. While exercise is always a first option, there are medications that can help you. all you have to do is ask.